January 2026. While the world was looking elsewhere, a massive shockwave hit the underworld of Scandinavia. In the city of Sulaymaniyah, located in the Kurdistan region of Iraq, a high-stakes intelligence operation was unfolding. Elite units of the Saish security forces, working alongside international intelligence agencies, moved in on a luxury residential complex. Their target was not a local insurgent or a political figure. He was a 21-year-old Swedish citizen. To the public, he was almost invisible, but in the encrypted chats of the Swedish Mafia, he was known by the deceptive name Potatismos or Potato Mash. His real name is Ali Shehab. For years, Shehab acted as the cold-blooded architect for the Foxtrot network, serving as the right hand to the infamous Kurdish Fox, Rawa Majid. From his safe haven in Iraq, he directed a campaign of terror that turned the streets of Stockholm and Uppsala into a war zone. Today, we break down the rise and fall of the man who specialized in turning children into killers. This is the story of how the Swedish state finally reached across borders to dismantle the heart of the Foxtrot empire. To understand why the arrest of Ali Shehab is such a monumental victory for Nordic law enforcement, we have to understand his role. He wasn't just a soldier, he was a coordinator, a middleman. In 2023 and 2024, Sweden faced an unprecedented wave of violence. Bombings occurred weekly, shootings happened in broad daylight. The most disturbing part, the shooters were getting younger. We are talking about children aged 13, 14, and 15. Ali Shehab was the man behind the screen. From thousands of miles away in the Middle East, he utilized applications like Signal and Telegram to run a digital recruitment office for hitmen. He targeted vulnerable youth in the Swedish suburbs, offering them fame, protection, and sums of money that seemed life-changing to a teenager, often around 100,000 Swedish kroner, or roughly $10,000 for a single assignment. Shehab didn't just find these kids, he groomed them. He gave them instructions on how to steal scooters, where to find hidden weapons, and most importantly, he gave them the go signal to pull the trigger. He treated the lives of Swedish citizens like a game of Grand Theft Auto, all while sipping coffee in the safety of a foreign country. One of the darkest stains on Shehab's record is the massacre in Farsta, a district in southern Stockholm. On a warm June day in 2023, the silence of a busy shopping area was shattered by 20 rounds of automatic gunfire. The targets were rival gang members, but the execution was reckless and bloodthirsty. When the smoke cleared, 2 people were dead. One was 15-year-old Alias, a boy with his whole life ahead of him. The other was Tesfam Ait El-Baraki, a 43-year-old man who simply happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. 4 others were wounded, including a woman in her 60s. During the subsequent trials in Sweden, prosecutors revealed terrifying chat logs. Using his Potatismos alias, Shehab was found to have been in direct contact with the shooters. He didn't just order the hit, he encouraged the shooters to be as violent as possible. In one message, he told them, quote, "Just mow down everyone you see," end quote. He followed up by asking for video proof of the bodies. To Ali Shehab, the innocent bystanders were nothing more than collateral damage in Foxtrot's war for market share. This event changed the Swedish public's perception of gang crime forever, turning it from a subculture issue into a national emergency. For years, the leaders of the Foxtrot network, including Rawa Majid and Ali Shehab, seemed untouchable. They utilized a golden shield of geopolitics. Majid had obtained Turkish citizenship through investment, which protected him from extradition for a long time. But as 2025 moved into 2026, the situation shifted. Western intelligence agencies, including the Kaya and Israel's Mossad, began releasing reports that linked the Foxtrot network to the Iranian government. It was alleged that Iran was using Swedish gang members to carry out proxy attacks against Israeli embassies and Jewish targets across Europe. Suddenly, Ali Shehab wasn't just a gang leader, he was a national security threat. The protection he once enjoyed began to evaporate. The Swedish government, led by Prime Minister Ulf Kristersson, placed immense diplomatic pressure on regional partners. The message was clear: harboring these individuals would come with a massive political cost. By mid-January 2026, the Iraqi authorities decided that Ali Shehab was no longer an asset, but a liability. The trap was set in Sulaymaniyah. The details of the arrest on January 13, 2026 read like a tactical manual. Iraqi counter-terrorism units, known as the Assassinations, moved with precision. They knew Shehab was paranoid. He rarely stayed in the same place for more than a few days and was always surrounded by armed security. However, the intelligence provided by Sweden's electronic surveillance units gave the local teams the exact window they needed. Shehab was apprehended without a single shot being fired. Images leaked to the press showed a young man who looked more like a college student than a global crime lord, handcuffed and surrounded by masked commandos. This arrest is a strategic breakthrough for the Swedish National Police. Ali Shehab knows everything. He knows where the money is hidden. He knows the locations of the Kurdish Fox, Rawa Majid, and his rival Ismail Abdu. He knows which corrupt officials in Europe and the Middle East have been taking Foxtrot's money. If he decides to talk to avoid a life sentence in an Iraqi or Swedish prison, the entire structure of the Nordic gang world could collapse like a house of cards. As of today, the Swedish Ministry of Justice is working at high speed to secure Shehab's extradition to Stockholm. But even with him behind bars, the challenge remains enormous. Recent statistics for 2026 are staggering. Over 67,000 people in Sweden are currently linked to organized crime. 17,500 of them are active members of gangs. The vacuum left by Ali Shehab is already being eyed by younger, even more reckless individuals who want to claim the crown of the master recruiter. The arrest of Ali Shehab is a message. The era of hiding behind foreign borders is over. But for the families of victims in Farsta and across Scandinavia, justice is only just beginning. What do you think? Will Shehab's arrest finally end the Foxtrot war, or will it only trigger a new power struggle? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. This has been Nordic Crime Files. If you found this report insightful, hit the like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the shadows of the North. Stay safe.